A passenger plane flying over the Bermuda Triangle suddenly encountered a bizarre and terrifying phenomenon. Out of nowhere, a thick white fog appeared directly ahead of the aircraft. Before the captain could react, the plane began to violently shake. Inside the cabin, a young girl seemed to sense the impending danger. She immediately got up and headed toward the lavatory. Meanwhile, the captain was still trying to identify the cause when he looked up and was utterly stunned by what he saw. Emerging from the fog were several World War II bombers, flying straight toward them at high speed. The captain quickly lowered the altitude to avoid a collision, and the sudden maneuver sent passengers sprawling across the cabin. Though the captain managed to dodge the oncoming planes with calm precision, the crisis was far from over. In the very next second, all power on the aircraft suddenly failed, and the plane began plunging straight into the ocean below. Back on land, a mysterious psychic sensed the impending catastrophe and immediately led his team to the crash site. To bypass strict military checks, the professor provided the group with forged credentials. Thanks to this preparation, they soon boarded a rescue vessel without issue. Underwater drones quickly located the sunken aircraft, but what they saw left everyone speechless. Though the crash had just occurred, the fuselage was already covered in rust and moss, as if it had been lying on the seabed for decades. Even more baffling, they discovered wreckage from World War II bombers nearby, but these appeared fresh, almost as if they had only just crashed. The pilots inside looked incredibly lifelike. The contradiction was mind-bending. One aircraft from the present appeared ancient, while another from the past seemed untouched by time. Just then, the psychic reported catching a brief vision. There was still a survivor inside the plane, a young girl in the rear section. Most of the rescue team dismissed this as nonsense, but those familiar with the psychic's abilities believed him without hesitation and immediately geared up for an underwater search. As they approached the wreckage, something strange happened. A school of sharks had come to a complete standstill, frozen in place, as though some invisible force was keeping them from entering the crash zone. No one could explain the bizarre sight. The team's engineer decided to collect seawater samples to analyze later. The search continued inside the wreck. However, there was no sign of any passengers, not a single body. What truly unnerved the team was the fact that all the seatbelts were still securely fastened, as if the passengers had simply vanished into thin air.